Hi folks, Donnie D here. Came out to my little shoot place today to make a couple of videos. One of them I wanted to make, but I'm going to wait till tomorrow to make it, is on the fellow sent me the other day. It's called clay snips. And it's just a really neat little gadget that you use to attach to clay pigeons or clay targets and hang them up on a foam or cardboard backer board to make different games and target setups just to make clay shooting a little bit more fun. I'll get to it tomorrow. Reason not today, it's very windy out here today, and in order to make a good test, I need to set up a target board, and I figure the wind's just going to blow it over. So we'll get that tomorrow. But today I'm finally going to get to my test of my flash clays or orange crusher clay targets. And for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, this is one right here. And I want you to understand, those of you that aren't familiar with my videos, I don't make the clays. I just buy the clays. What I do is modify them to make them into flash clays. And that is, if you've ever watched Olympic skeet shooting, trap shooting, sporting clays, you'll see that when they shoot the clay, it doesn't just break, it actually breaks and leaves kind of an orange cloud or orange puff. And that's all it is. I mean, they're not going to explode like dynamite or anything. I'm not that crazy, but they just make clay shooting a little bit more fun. And in order to try to get a good test, I want to try to make it as even and as scientific, I guess you call it, as possible. I've decided I'm going to actually shoot the clays. I'll show you that in a minute. They're set up over there. I've actually got them set up on stands that are about head high. I'm about 20 yards away. And that way I thought about shooting them off my trap, but I'll never get an even hit on every clay if I try to do that. In fact, I'd probably miss half of them. So I've decided to set them up on the little stands over there, and I'm going to shoot them with the same gun, through the same barrel, using the same load for each. And I'll show you each clay before I shoot it so you know which type I'm shooting first. I'm even going to shoot it off of a rest here on my little shooting table, just to make sure I try to get as even a hit on each clay as possible. What I'm going to be shooting them with, I'm going to be shooting with these Winchester 2 3/4 number 7.5 12 gauge. I'm going to be shooting them using my Mossberg 12 gauge over and under. And yeah, I know you shotgun purists out there are about to throw up now because you wouldn't be caught dead even looking at one of these. But I just shoot these things for fun, and maybe one of these days I'll have me a $1,500, $2,000, $3,000 high-end shotgun. And don't get me wrong, I'd love to have one. I envy you guys that have them, but this does me just fine for the type of shooting I do. I've shot it Lord knows how many times, and it'll bust the clay just as good as about anything. But anyway, I'll be shooting it each time out of the top barrel, and I'm going to be shooting it with the 12 gauge Mossberg over under, using the 7.5 2 3/4 shells, and shooting it from a rest. And they're all the same distance and approximately the same height, so I should get a pretty even hit on all of them. I don't know how good they're going to show up for you. The camera a lot of times doesn't show stuff up as good as you can see it with your eye. And also I've got them up against the woods, kind of a dark background. That should make them a little bit easier to see. But let me get my camera turned over there so you can see. And try to zoom in a little bit. I think I've got them all in the frame here. Alright, the first one I'm going to be shooting is going to be on the far left over there. And what that is just a regular standard clay right out of the box. No modifications done to it. So let me get my ears on and I'll get to popping. You might notice a little bit of snow laying on the ground. I'm up here in northeastern North Carolina. We don't see much of that. I mean, we get snow, but some years we go a couple of years and don't see a flake. But what's really unusual is the ground is still frozen. I think the snow came as either Monday or Tuesday night. Here it is Saturday afternoon, and it's still a lot of it's still laying on the ground. They claim that when that happens, it's waiting for the next snow, and they are talking about some snow for us maybe Tuesday and Wednesday next week. Anyway, let's get started with this test. Alright, like I said, that was just a standard clay right out of the box. You saw it break, but there wasn't a whole lot of a puff or cloud or anything like that for you to see. So the next clay, this is the one that I made, and it's a slurry made clay. That means that I take alcohol and builder's chalk or chalk line chalk and make a slurry and pour it into the top well. And this is what I usually use so far. I fill it up about halfway with the slurry. So let's take a shot at that one. Now you see the obvious difference in the two. No big deal. It just, to me, makes them a little bit more fun to shoot, a little bit easier to see. Alright, the next clay, the way I make them, this is also a slurry made clay, made the same way. It's just that I fill the well up all the way to the top just to see if it makes any appreciable difference in the flash. I don't know about you, but to me, maybe a little bit more, but pretty much the same. Alright, the next one I'm going to shoot is basically the same clay we just shot. I pretty much, sometimes, well, this particular one is filled halfway up at the top well, but if you can see at the bottom, I also added some at the bottom. Another fella suggested I try that, so we'll see how that one does. Yep, I believe that had a little bit more flash. Alright, the next one is one that I made. It's a different method. This is the first method I tried, basically, several months ago. Basically I take dry chalk and pour it into the top of the clay, and then I make a film by covering it with, in this case, duct tape. You can use packing tape, duct tape, masking tape, I reckon scotch tape, whatever you want to use. So we're going to try this one. Pretty good flash, not bad. Alright. Last but not least is a clay that I've made that is a little bit different. It's a dry method. I've never showed how to make this particular clay. We'll see how it does, and when I get home I'll show you how to make them, if it does good. Alright, that did pretty doggone good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop the video, clean up all my mess, pack up, and head back to the house. And I'll make another video, a part 2 video, telling you what I actually saw with my eyes, because like I said, sometimes the camera just doesn't do it justice. All of them worked great, all of them flashed great, and I'll give you my thoughts on the processes for making them and which one I recommend, or at least for me. But anyway, for right this minute, this is Donnie D, and I'll see you in a little while. Bye.